quick, what makes this world also cool is that you it gives a new color palette to all the keyblades too, and it adds like a little I don't know what we call, like a hex pattern design on all the keyblades. It makes them look super cool. And when I got all the keyblades, I think I just came back here and just looked at them all. Also, what I wanted to say more about the game Grumps playing Tears of the Kingdom. What's also slightly frustrating is watching them start a bunch of quest lines and like dropping them in the middle of doing them and going on to do something else. Like, okay, Aaron starts the Goron quest line. He's like, he gets a piece of the flame armor, which you only need one of so that you don't get set aflame, and then he gets burned by something else, and it's like, oh, I guess I need the full armor, or I guess I need something else, and I can't do this. So he goes out into the different part of the region, and then tries to fight these guys, like, it's just in the field, and then he dies 20 times, trying to build, like, a thing in front of a tower, just trying to activate this stupid tower, and then he drops that, and now he's at the Zora place, and it's just like, what the fuck is happening? Now he's doing something else because he didn't see that the fucking missing slab of the ruins was just right outside the fucking entrance. And yeah, it's just, that's, sometimes I'm like, I can't watch these guys. It's so annoying. And they also like do very minimal like cut editing in their videos, so it'll be just like an hour of like nothing sometimes, or like no progress and no jokes. I can forgive no progress if they're being funny, but it's just like, oh, what do I do here? Dan's like, oh, I don't know, maybe you should try doing this. He's trying to be helpful, and he's also like observing what's going on, and it's just like, dude, I don't want these jerks. Yeah, sometimes I'm just like, I can't watch this, and you know what, I don't. I skip out on some episodes because I know that like they're gonna take like 10 recordings just to get back to where they were supposed to be doing, and I'm like, and it's just like, that's all you could say. That's all you could say. You have to follow the orange laser. Oh, it's connected to that wall. Okay, stop. Okay, stop. Did you see what just happened there? Destruct. Auto destruct. Okay. It's a little bit delayed, but what are you gonna do? What is with these guys? Sometimes you can't hit them. Okay. I really don't want to switch right now. I'm in the rhythm of being Riku. Riku? Oh, you have to hit this terminal. Oh, God. I already fucked up. Ah! Okay, I'm getting better. It helps if I don't look down at my controller ever, and I just remembered when I see that to just press the other button. It's still gonna fuck me up playing other games, but I just need to remember to like press the other button whenever I see that thing flash. Woo! Going down the elevator, going down the elevator, and the elevator's over. I do like how this world looks. You really feel like you're in the world of Tron Legacy, for the DVD. Okay, so I've been checking out some new shows recently, and one of them isn't like a really new show for me exactly, but I've been checking out season 3 of the Harley Quinn show. Really early on, it definitely it does the thing that like people who were against it at first thought it was going to be like. It was going to be like a female empowerment, all men are bad, blah 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 kind of show, and then it was nice when I watched it the first 2 seasons because it wasn't that. And even if it was still funny. But season 3 immediately starts off with like, what, a female CEO? This interferes with our male egos. Blah blah blah. I was like, oh my god, this is fucking Velma shit. And I was like, oh, it really is becoming what people thought it was going to be. But it's, I think by episode like 3 or 4, it starts to be just like genuinely funny again. It starts using all the characters in fun ways. There's new characters too. It doesn't skip out on the action, surprisingly. Even though it's a comedy show, it still has like about as much action as like, you know, Justice League or something like that. They do a really good job like balancing that. There's a lot of just generic adult comedy cartoon sex jokes, like are we gonna have an orgy? Why don't you suck my dick? Why don't you like Poison Ivy says something about her vagina, probably. Harley Quinn is like so horny all the time. And well, that's that part. But when it's like it uses the character's fun way. Like Bane and plots happen, things are happening, you know. I like when things are happening. Jokes are fine. There's some shows, there's other shows I go to for just visual humor and like contextual humor. But I like superhero shit for the superhero shit, okay? That's my prerogative. And yeah, I also watched the Harley Quinn Valentine's Day special too. That one was mostly fine. It goes right into the we accidentally made everybody horny thing, and I don't even know because it's like a thing, but that's just a lot of the humor. It's like, oh man, everybody's having sex. What's going on in this world? Overall, it was okay. Much more focus on Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy throughout. Pretty much as soon as the middle of season 1 happens, it just becomes like the Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy show. That's fine. They are a progressive power couple, a PPC, if you will. Wait, yes, the PPC. She looks so weird with her lifeless face just staring off into this distance. Like, close her eyes, man. If she's not conscious, just close her. You know what? They probably couldn't do that because of, I don't know, Ready to Eat for Everyone rules. I don't know. But it's weirder that her eyes are open. There, I took out her ability to feel pain. Now she can step on all the doorknobs. Clue happened. The plot of Tron Legacy happened. And I don't really know what they said ISOs, right? They're just inorganic digital life forms that mysteriously appeared one day once they made the grid. It's never really explored in the movies, or in the movie anyway, in Tron Legacy. But because the Tron Legacy happens, they're all the ISOs are already dead except for her. But shut up, Riku. I don't care what you have to say. In Tron Uprising, the TV show, they're also, I think, already gone, or they're about to be gone because it's also before Tron becomes Winsler. So, whatever. I don't know. And actually, I can see why they use this world because there is kind of an allegory between like Ansem and Clue, and how like they're both versions of somebody else's like vision. Like Ansem the Dark, who is Xehanort, he is a version of Ansem the Wise, and Clue is a version of Flynn, or I don't remember his first name, of that Flynn, you know, I get it. I get the parallels here. Cora, what are you doing? I'm going to do it because I'm a woman. Woohoo! Oh no, it's Rinsler. Oh, he stomped her. Oh my god. It's off camera, but he squished her head open, put it back together really fast, and then he put her in arm cuffs and handcuffs. Hold on, Sam. Stop looking over there. Look at me. And I don't know why he cares about Cora. I don't understand that. I don't understand that analogy. There's no rabbits here except for none. Okay, if you look in the corner over there, it looks like it says "fuck" FCUK, but not in the right order. I just noticed that it also says the grid and then Tron on the side. I'm user. And I don't like the terminology of users. Just calling everybody, you know what, you're a user. Using what? The system? Yes, this is my least favorite part of this level because you have to cut through the docks or the cargo ships, and it's really not cool to navigate. These guys have gotta go. Soko Raid might not be that great because it attacks it. Whoa. Okay, those guys are kind of tough. And, you know, I like that they're not just like the Dream Eater enemies. They actually put in different enemy types in this one. Because there's Dream Eater enemies and then I don't know what you call them. The other side, the red guys. You know, in Tron, there's just the blue guys and the red guy. That's just everybody's like aesthetic. It doesn't mean like good or evil. It's just everybody's blue or they're red. You know, like Team Fortress 2. It's pretty much the same game. You know what? Okay. I'm done talking about the Harley Quinn show. It's fine. I'm continuing to watch it. It's not over yet. Whatever. The other show I've been checking out is Teenage Euthanasia. It's an Adult Swim show. It came up like long after I stopped having cable, so I was never going to be able to check it out other than like going to pirating sites and just seeing what's popping up on there. But you know, I stopped watching like adult like animated sitcom shows because they all started to blend together. You know, because there's stuff like Border Town, Duncanville, Chicago Party Aunt, like they just all started to suck, so I stopped caring about them. I tried to broaden my scope outside of just like Family Guy and American Dad and Bob's Burgers and The Simpsons. Like those are the main four, and two of them are from the same fucking guy. And you know, I never gave a shit about Cleveland's show anyway, so you know what, I need something. I want to see something else, you know. I need to see something with a different art style and like with a different premise that isn't just like cookie cutter family shenanigans ensue. Like they all do the same shit. It's annoying. But Teenage Euthanasia is about a trophy wife who gets left by her, I don't know what you call it, sugar daddy, trophy husband. Is it a trophy husband if they're the ones who treat you like a trophy? I don't know. The fucking playboy guy leaves her, and she's like, oh no, I can't take it, but she has a daughter and she commits suicide, and then she gets resurrected somehow because her family's business is like part of a morgue service where they dress up dead bodies. They're like a mortuary kind of thing. I don't know. And so now she's a super powered, like supernatural corpse woman with who can resurrect like the dead and summon bugs from her vagina. Yeah, it's hilarious. That's the hilarious part. I get it. She could do things with her vagina. Yeah, what woman can't, okay? Who are you to say that other women can't do things with their vagina, alright? Anyway, she's... The way I see it is that she's basically like Grim from Billy and Mandy, and everybody else is like mundane and like mortal shit going on. But antics ensue when her supernatural powers like get in the way of something. Also, her like... She's funny. I forget her name. I think her name is actually Trophy. Trophy, her powers get in the way of things and they cause things to happen. Like, things happen in that show. And then there's like a bunch of side characters that kind of remind me of like regular show. But yeah, the way every episode plays out is like, there's an A and B plot, sure. Like, there's side characters like her daughter, Euthanasia, because their last names are Fantasy, so her name is Euthanasia Fantasy. That's why it's called Teenage Euthanasia, and then they call her Annie for short because Anne is also in Euthanasia. Hilarious, I know, but it works. And I did say that sarcastically because it's. Like, I get it, but it's like, why is it called euthanasia? It's also set in, like, the futuristic world of Florida. So, a lot of the humor comes from, like, Florida's fucking weird fucking... I need to stop generously swearing when I'm talking about something, but, Florida weirdness is also played a part in it, too. And it's alright. But yeah, like, antics ensue when she uses her powers on something and it has like either an adverse effect or an like unaware effect than what was intended. It's a fun show to watch. It's not stupid like most episodes of new Family Guy, or whatever else they have going on too. And it's definitely not like, you know, other shows that never worked out, like what's that one with the kid, The Prince? It's not like other stuff like that. Spark Dive. I do want Spark Dive. What else can we get? Nothing. Yeah, and just in a sea of other bad shows, this one stands out to me, kind of. And I appreciate it. Oh, and that one's on its second season, so I binge watched the first season and it's like, you know what, a lot of that was pretty funny. Even if it wasn't like haha funny, like it was nice to watch, nice to have on too. And like I tried to have it on while doing something else, and this is one of those shows where like I actually stopped what I was doing to pay attention to what was going on, because like it's interesting. But yeah, shows like that, Teenage Euthanasia, gave me higher hopes for adult animation. And you know, I do miss shows like I forget what it's called. It was on Animation Domination. It was like some girl and her demon friend person. It was like the same kind of thing, where like Billy and Mandy setup, where like normal people have access to this like supernatural person, and antics ensue when they do things. Like, it's cool. Very similar setup. I do miss Lucas Brothers. I need to see if that's like an actual full show, or is it just like a series of shorts. I don't really want to watch it if it's just shorts. And I did kind of like High School High, which is just like the Archie clone, but geared more towards like adult humor. It's been a while since I've actually looked at that. It might be terrible. I don't know. I don't want to know. I'm just gonna leave it inside of my mind as being like kind of okay. A lot like most past world wars. And it's one of those shows where like it describes itself as adult, but it's not like. And there are some like just innuendo jokes here and there, but it's also just. It's not like just raunchy humor. I really grow tired of just raunchy humor all the time. Like shows like Tripping the Rift from like a long time ago. Like it just seems like it was all about that. And that's just the way that describes it. It's like, oh, it's like Futurama meets South Park. But it's all just fart and sex jokes. Like I don't think we need that anymore. I don't think we need just that. Just like have a little bit of substance. Jesus Christ. You know, like Drawn Together is also in that boat. It's also just stupid. Block at least 3 enemy attacks. We can do that. Oh, against a frog? With the frizz? No way. Burp, beep, burp, 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 burp. Same. Oh, God. That's a lot of frogs. Okay, land. 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 Okay. Now we can go crazy doing other stuff. It's still a slow attack. Yeah, Riku's foot is in the air, baby. And you know what? We also talked about this on the previous recording. Well, we briefly talked about Family Guy. And it's American Dad is like of the Seth MacFarlane shows, American Dad is like the best, the better ones, because it's also uses its characters in a little bit more grounded way, but it also puts them in like really crazy situations. I think Roger is the catalyst for a lot of the plot lines because he can be any character. Like they can just write him to be whatever they need him to be for that episode. I don't know much about like writing and characters, but they seem to be like the most flexible and have it make sense. Whereas Family Guy is just they're in the writing room, I'm assuming, and it's just like, I have a joke. How do we work this in? Oh, we don't. We just make it a flashback joke, a cutaway gag, whether it fits the context or not, and that's just all Family Guy is. And yeah, that's why I like some of the episodes more when it's about like Brian and Stewie, because those tend to be like, this is about Brian and Stewie going on an adventure, or it's very rare, but just like the single plotline episodes where there's no A and B plot, they just, and it can still be funny on the way and still have the jokes on the way, but just like have a center thing happening. It can't just be like, and then this happens, and then we told a joke, and then this happens, and then we told a joke. And then they go to Japan because early in the episode, they blow up a house that connected to the Yakuza or some bullshit, and it ends with them like drinking beer at underground with mole people. Just like, that's nothing. I just made up all that shit. And I have an idea for a 4-panel comic about this very writing style that I kind of don't like anymore. Alright. We need to heal, and then we need to kill these guys. Like, indefinitely. Auto-destruct. What's kind of annoying is that if you pick any other option, like prize reveal or whatever, fuck. I didn't want that one. They just go back. Oh, what the fuck? If you pick any other option that isn't destruct, they just go back to what they were doing and trying to kill you. It's like, okay, you obviously just want auto destruct. It's like, just pick that option. Yeah, that's all we wanted to talk about today. It's just like the stupid shows I've been watching. I like putting random shows on while I'm drawing. It helps me concentrate. Because you know what I'm having a problem is because I have access to my computer at all times, and it's my computer, I can do whatever I want, and I'm an adult, blah blah blah. The humility or the sense of responsibility comes in, where I'm like, okay, I'm looking at what I'm doing on the computer. It's just like, I'll open up. I usually just the first thing I do is log into YouTube so I can watch whatever I've been having in my backlog. And then when I run out of things to watch in my backlog, I just kind of like poke around on social media a little bit too much. And I'm like, okay, I just need to focus on something. And usually that thing is like drawing or playing a game or something. Or usually I just get up in my house and clean something. It's just the way I work. If I'm not like trying to do a task that's personal to me, then I'm usually just aimlessly just going to like a bunch of different websites and just like distracting myself, like, okay, I need to focus. So instead of doing all that shit, I just put on a cartoon or something to watch. I would watch the Eric Andre show if I had something that had that on there. I don't really want to look into the kinds of sites that you go to watch like other things, because those tend to be the more virus heavy ones. Not like King Cartoon isn't, but King Cartoon is much easier to navigate with ad blocker, and probably other sites too. But anyway, gonna save that for next time on Game Grumps.